Does anybody know, and I know you can't see at the back, but the people in the front, can you see what that is? Anybody know what that is? It's an acorn, okay? And if I had to ask you the question now, where's the oak tree? Inside here. And if I had to cut this acorn open and hold the two pieces up like this, what would you see? An oak tree? Or would you see a seed? So what's inside this acorn? Potential. This acorn has the potential to grow into that. And the next question I want to ask you is, how tall does that oak tree grow? This high? And goes, I'm half as high as I can go and that's it, I'm stopping. How high does it grow? As tall as it can. How wide does it stretch its branches? As wide as it can. So where's your acorn? Where's your potential hiding? Are you going to unlock your potential today? Are you going to take your acorn and plant it in the fertile soil of your potential and say, what am I going to do, not next week, today, to start realizing my potential? What am I going to do to start growing into my potential? Well, you know, Andrew, we don't have enough time. You know how hard we work, okay? It is so damn hard and there's just not enough time. Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. The first thing I'm going to show you today is what I call meet your future, or meetings with your future. This is a time slot that you set aside in your day where you do the things you need to do to work on your life. Because we're so busy working in our lives that we never work on our lives. And we view everything in our lives. We look at our situation where we are right now and we go, you know what, this job sucks, okay? But it's in my way. And I just get Monday morning and I get to work on Monday morning and I go, how the hell am I going to get through this day? And worse still, I'm going to get through the week. All I need to do, okay, is I need to make a shift. And that shift says, everything in my life is on my way. Because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to become more. So when I become more, I attract more. So everything is on my way. Everything that's in my life, I'm looking to get from it. And as long as I can get something from my life, it's on my way, isn't it? It's not in my way, it's on my way. So I want you to change. I want you to make a few shifts in the way that you think. Do you know that a Monday morning, it's an amazing thing, 9:30. 80% of coronary heart attacks happen at 9:30 on a Monday morning. There's no physiological, biological reason for that to happen other than people hate what they do so much that it comes to Monday morning and their darn heart attacks them. It's ridiculous. Who would allow their own heart to attack them? Because they hate their darn life so much. It's a shift. Just shift the thinking away from, this is in my way. My God, how am I going to get through this? To, I'm going to get from this. You know what? You have a couple of options. You can look at your job and go, you know what? If that's all they pay, okay, I'm not coming in early and I'm not staying late. No way, okay? Or I can go, that's what they pay. I'm going to get in early. I'm going to stay late. I'm going to make myself into the most incredibly valuable employee in this company that they are just going to promote me. Because the question I ask you is that all they pay? Or is that all they pay you? Okay, so the company pays this, but they pay you this. So how do you get this? You get this by becoming more. How do you become more? Because you invest more into yourself than you invest into your job. My God, I can hear the bosses going, my God, why did we get him to come here? Look at what he's saying. But think about what I'm saying. Sorry. This is invest more into you. You become a better husband or wife or spouse. You become a better employee. You become a better person. Your health improves. You become better, so everything in your life becomes better. So what are you going to do about making you better? Are you going to wake up in the morning and push the snooze button again? 15 minutes of extra sleep is so important. Of course, I could invest it into reading a book, but what a waste of time. Who wants to read books? I could get up and maybe listen to an inspirational CD, but who wants to do that? There's all sorts of philosophies in life. Which philosophy are you going to choose? Which attitude are you going to choose that is going to make a difference in your life? You can choose mediocrity. You can choose average. You can stay in the herd. Or you can make a few small shifts. Tiny shifts. I'm not saying reboot your life. I'm saying make a few small shifts. And shift towards, what am I getting from? Shift towards becoming more. Shift towards, don't push the snooze button. Read a book. When you get in your car, your mobile university, do you know how much time the average person spends in their car in a year? 500 hours. That's 2 semesters at university. What are you doing? Listening to the news, I know. You know the news, the latest news. Sad news. We just like to let you know, Justin Bieber was found alive in his flat yesterday. More favorite. Driving down, there's just been a hijacking in Lenasia. 3 people have been murdered. And what are you busy doing? You've got this beautiful vessel called your brain, and you're filling it with loads and loads of negativity and bad stuff. And what's happening is we're coating our little diamond in more and more and more and more shit. And of course, then we've got to get home and stick nail polish on it and varnish it up and shine it, because we've got to pretend, and we're not authentic, are we? Because we caked in all this rubbish that we've been infested with all day on the radio and everywhere we go. Or we could take 500 hours, 2 semesters at university, put in an inspirational CD. Or the hard drive. You can even get these little Walkman jobbies. I don't know, they call them Walkmans when I was young. What do they call them now? iPods. iPods. You can get an iPod and stick stuff on and listen to it. And, and do all these things. But you can use time. So you see what I'm saying? A little while ago, we were sitting here and we were going, you know what, Andrew, I don't have enough time. And I'm saying, really? You're just not using your time properly. You've got 500 hours in your car. What are you doing with that 500 hours? Listening to the radio, listening to music, shooting the breeze, stopping to see those brutal car accidents on the highway. Terrible things. Have you ever noticed? Human beings, we drive down the highway, the most magnificent sunset. I've never seen a traffic jam in my life. But let there be someone on the 3rd lane on the other side of the highway standing outside of his car, and we're rubbernecking. What's going on there, buddy? You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's valuable information. I need to fill my vessel with all of that stuff. You understand? It's called your EVE ratio. Education versus entertainment. The average person spends 500 hours educating. I wish that was the case. 500 hours entertaining themselves versus 1 hour educating themselves. That's a scary number. But it's also a beautiful number, because you know what it opens up to me? If you're the average Joe who's spending 500 hours entertaining yourself and 1 hour educating yourself, and I want to step out of the herd, I want to step out of the crowd, and I want to be different, what do I need to do? 50 hours entertaining myself, 1 hour educating myself. 10 times more time spent educating myself than entertaining myself. What have I just done? I've just made myself stand out. I've just made myself a way to grow into the type of person I need to be to attract the kind of success that I want to have in my life. So make the choice. Do you want to go home, fall down in the couch, watch TV, and tell everybody how your life is going nowhere. I'll sit down and I'll spend 5 hours a night watching TV. I wake up in the morning, I push the snooze button, I listen to the radio, I read the newspaper, I drive to work in my car, listening to absolutely pointless garbage on the radio. You know what I did once? Oh my goodness. I'm a radio host. And don't I tell that story on my radio show about 3 weeks ago? And my co-host is sitting there and he's almost foaming at the mouth, going red. And I'm going, you know what? Switch the radio off. Do not waste time listening to the radio. So, okay. Listen to my show on the radio. I digress. Change your EVE ratio. Reduce. You know what? I'm not sitting here and I'm saying, I want you to become an educating machine. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I want you to shift. I want you to reduce the amount of time that you spend wasting on TV, the amount of time that you could be using in your car. Just change, shift. Start using that time more effectively, more efficiently. Choose to become more educated. Choose to read a few more books. Do you know that when the average American, now I don't know statistics in South Africa, but I guess it's a worldwide trend. The average person when they leave school in America never reads another book until the day they die. 3% of people read the books. Dale Carnegie spent billions of dollars building libraries throughout America. And he thought everybody was going to stop by. But everybody just drives by. How much does a library card cost? About that much. How many people in this room have got a library card? So it's not a cost issue. No one can say I can't afford books. They're in the library. But not one of us has a library card. Not one of us is reading books from the most wonderful source available. Okay, we've got the internet now and it's amazing. You can type anything in on a Google search and get it out. But why aren't you investing more into the most important person in your life? You.